So good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to
Good
this
evening.
session. Yeah, karibuni sana, Coach Happiness. Karibu. Welcome to this
Asante.
session. Yes. So as people continue to join, allow me to just make this introduction so that we are on the same space. Now, the Dickens process is a tool, is a coaching tool that you can use as a transformational coach to help leverage on your clients so that they make the needed change. Sometimes people are not aware of why they need to change. And even yourself, you can be on the same space for a long time until you have the best perspective on where you're supposed to be. And the Dickens process gives us that chance. This was inspired by a Christmas carol. I think this was written in the 1840s? This book about Scrooge. When this was a bad guy, and he lived his life as a bad person. And one Christmas Eve, he reflected on his life, and that changed his destiny. He realized that if he continues like that, then he's going to die a very miserable man. And Mr. Scrooge was visited by three ghosts in his dream on Christmas Eve. And thank God, that's why we are going. We are going towards Christmas. So I hope this goes to visit someone that needs to make immediate change. So this guy is visited by three ghosts. One is the ghost of the past that shows his life of how he has lived so far with his limiting beliefs, limiting stories, accepting low standards. The ghost revealed to Mr. Scrooge who he has been. And then in his sleep, that ghost disappeared. Another ghost, the ghost of the present. How is mistreating people at work? How is overloading people with unbearable responsibility? In fact, at that time, the story goes, he was still in his office that day with his workers on Christmas Eve. But the ghost of the present showed him how his life is right now. But the real change is the ghost of the future that showed him all the way to his grave. If you continue like this is how your life is going to be. And he saw people debating whether they should go for his burial because this is a wicked man. Should I go? Should I not? He saw the ghost showed him this is how your life is going to be if you continue living the life you're living right now. And all the way, and that made him to make the change. So really, this tool helps us to identify the beliefs, the stories that are limiting us, and understand that we can make the impact now and replace these beliefs with empowering beliefs, and we start our story. And as coaches, of course, there are several beliefs that limit us in our way, especially when you are starting coaching. They are just lies. Like you feel you're not good enough, something is missing in you, you've not learned enough, and so you keep learning. And the more you learn, the more you don't feel certain in yourself, and the more you don't take action towards starting the business that God is calling you to start. And so I want you to understand the Dickens process, even as we go to practice together, because it's practice that makes permanent. It doesn't make perfect. So how does it work? Emotional leverage. So you change happens when the pain of staying the same is more than the pain of change. Because most of us, the reason we don't change is that we associate. Now, remember, it's associated pain. It's not real. Because the pain itself is not real. Even the pain of feeling I am an imposter is not real. It's fake. And yet it has the same emotional weight on your body and on your dreams. And so when the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change, that's when you change. When the pain of staying the same is bigger than the pain of change, that's when we change. So you're going to use visualization to imagine and connect emotionally. Now, when you're working with a client, you want them to feel. You cannot do this from the conscious mind level of awareness. So sometimes you want to tell your client, can we just pause and close your eyes for a moment? I'd like you to really imagine. Imagine yourself going all the way the next 10 years, the next 1 year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years with the same limiting belief. Imagine the future. Imagine the pain of the present of having that belief. Imagine the pain the belief has cost you. So you tell them, close your eyes for a moment, imagine, because you want them to connect emotionally. And they need to see that it's painful, it's unbearable to stay where I am. This is what brings transformation in someone's life. It has to be unbearable. People don't change because they want to change. People change because they must change. Underline that, must. When it's not a must, most of the time we stay the same space, we stay the same environment because it's not a must for us to change. And now with your client, like if someone is, let me say, making wrong choices on health, every time you're taking so much sugar, pork, stuff, and they come to you and they want to work on their health, how do you make them change when they don't want to change? So you have to bring the future pain into the moment. So they want to feel right now, if I don't change, this is what is being affected, and this is what will be affected in the future. Most of the time when you tell them, oh, one day, there are people who don't care about one day. They want to feel right now, who is it in their life that they are making, bringing suffering and pain because of their actions and because of not taking the right decisions. The other thing, it works through reprogramming your mind, which reinforces a new belief. It's like a new pathway where now they can think differently about the situation. And from there, they can take action. So what I'm going to do, I will be sending you to the breakout room so you can take someone through the process. You already have the script. But just before then, let me just share something else that I thought is crucial to share. Just a moment. Because it's good to understand this. When we make a change, when you make change a must, this is when we become transformational in our coaching process. I'm looking for that place for, okay, a moment. If you have a question, you can just share there on the comment section. I want to stop sharing and share something else. Let me see if that's possible. Can you see my screen? Can you see my new screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. The one that starts with the Dickens process for beginner coaches. Can you see that? Or which one are you seeing?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, great. So I wanted us to just look at you as a coach. How can you apply this Dickens process? And you can write this on your notebook so that later you can go through this. Because I realize there are some beliefs that we need to address as coaches. So step number one is acknowledge the belief is there. So identify the belief that is holding you back in your coaching. An example there would be, I'm not experienced enough to help people. I'm not experienced enough to help people. Okay, so question here is, what belief has been making you hesitant or doubt yourself when it comes to you getting out there and starting? What is that belief? So I want you to write down on your coaching book, what's that belief that holds you back from being yourself and stepping out to becoming the coach that God is calling you? So write it down. Write it down on your notebook. You can even type it there. Write it down. When you're done, let me see if you're done. Just type there, done. Write down the belief. What is the belief that has been holding you back? That can delay you becoming the coach that God is calling you to be. Write it down. If you're done, just type there, done. I know you'll be done. If you're done with the new belief, you can identify, because if you can't, if you don't identify it, it's hard to heal it. Okay, Coach Alima, done. Let's go. Who else? Let's see. Coach Sue, thank you. Coach Wamaitha, thank you. Done. Coach Moriah, done. So that is crucial, the awareness. Now, sometimes the mind may keep you from facing your fears. So you need the boldness, the courage for you to face this fear. So the first one is just to identify what is the belief. Now let's go to step number two. Step number two is to feel the pain of holding on to this belief. What is the short-term impact? If I continue like this, what will be the impact short-term? So you write it down, write down the impact under the belief on your notebook, write it down. What is the short-term impact? So you write short-term impact. You already have the belief, short-term impact. So you are writing how this belief affects your life right now. Think about your relationships, your family, people that you care about. Sometimes we make decisions for people we love, and that's okay. To say, no, this is affecting my children, this is affecting my spouse, this is affecting my friends. Never again, because I care about them. So the pain is in the moment. Is it whether it's affecting your finances? I want you to write it down. What is the short-term impact? And then I would like us to go to 1 year. 1 year later from today, if you don't change, if you stay married to that belief, what happens to your life? What do you think? So this one, I want you to envision and be creative. Envision the worst case scenario. That's how you create change. Change is never created by fears that are real. Change is created by fears that are imagined. So you can you see it? Can you pain that is imagined? Sorry. Change is not created by pain that is real. Change is created by pain that is imagined, and that's how the mind works. So you're not waiting for, something to happen to your body, something to happen so that you feel, oh my God, now this is painful. No, it's imagination. You can use your brain, your mind, sorry, Before it happens, you make the decision. And that is the strategic leadership that you as a coach has, that you don't have to go through the pain. You can make the decision before the pain happens. So in the next 1 year, what will the pain be? I want you to write down. Will you regret not taking action? How will it affect you and the people around you? And then let's go on to 5 years. 5 years from today. Imagine staying stuck maybe for 5 years, for a decade. What would you regret? And seeing people that are not even as gifted as you. I mean, unajijua, you know yourself, you know how powerful you are, you know the journey you've walked with God, you know the potential inside of you, you know you are unlimited. And you're going to see people that, you know, when you think of it, whatever they are doing, you can do and do much better, but you've not done. You see, it's not about who has potential, it's about who does. It's about the doers. So what are you going to regret? I want you to write down there. If you're done, type on the comment section, they are done. I want to see if you're done. You can feel the pain and you're done. Let me just see you're done. You can type there, done. Very good. Awesome. Very good. Let's go. If you're done, you've written down your pain, the short-term pain, the 1 year pain. Let me see on the comment section. Don't be afraid, face it. The power is in you facing your fears and really on their face, you know, this is what is going to happen, and telling yourself the truth. If I continue like this is what is going to happen. Let me see on the comments. Are you done? Let me see. Yes, done. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, fantastic. So let's go. We are in step number 3. Now look at that, the challenge. I want you to break the belief, challenge the belief. Is this belief even true? Is this belief true? Is it something that is true, or is it something that you're just telling yourself? I don't know why this creative PPT is bringing all the images. Okay, great. Is it true? I want you to break the belief. I want you to challenge it, challenge the belief. Is this belief even true? And true means 100% certainty. Like you're sure, 100% certainty that this is true. Like you are sure, this is true. Is this even true? I want you to write on your notebook. I want you to write on your coaching book. Is this even true? Be honest with yourself. Is this belief true? Some people form beliefs because of, you know, where they come from, some wounds in the past, but it's not based on the truth. Is this belief even true? What would a coach you admire say to you? What would a coach that you admire say to you? What would a coach that you admire say to you? I want you to write down there. If you're done, let me see on the comment section. Just say done if you're done. What would a coach that you admire say to you? If you're done, just type there on the comment section so that we move to the next one. If you're done on the comment section, what would a coach that you admire say to you? Where is the evidence that you're not good enough? What would someone that you admire, a coach you admire, say to you? If you're done, let me see on the comment section that you're done. Great. Awesome. Okay. Are we done? I'm waiting for you. If you're done, let me see on the comment section. I can see my computer is updating some images. Just ignore the images. I'll see where this is coming from. Where is this? So the question is, at this stage, I want us to challenge the belief. Challenge the belief. Is it true? Is it true? Is it absolutely true? Like, I know with every fiber of my being that I'm not good enough. Really. I want you to challenge it. And you see, the way we build a belief is by looking at, think of a table. The tabletop is just an idea, like the idea that I'm not good enough. The idea that I'm not good enough, the idea that that I can't do it, the idea that I can't speak well. It's just an idea. When it has legs, now the legs are the reasons. The reason could be, one leg could be someone told you that. Another leg could be that an uncle, someone you love, has gone through the same and they proved it doesn't work. So you have evidence. So you must have at least 4 evidence that support the idea. And when you're building a new belief, it's the same. You must have evidence, whether it's a scripture, whether it's something that relates to the opposite of what you believe. So if you are done, let's go to the next one. If you're done, let's go to are you done? Are you done? I can see 3 people are done. We are 11. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. If you're done, are you done? Only 3 people, so I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Are you done? Okay, done. Coach Sue, thank you so much. Done. Okay, fantastic. Okay. We are in step number, let me see. I want you to notice, okay, we are in step number 4, I think. That's number 3. Number 4, let's go to creating a new belief. You're creating a new belief. You're creating a new empowering belief. Now, this is where you can flip the old belief. Now, let me use an example here. The old belief is, I'm not experienced enough to help others. The new belief can be, now you are telling yourself the truth, because the new belief is about the truth. So the truth is, my unique journey and passion makes me the perfect coach for those who need me. My unique belief, my unique journey, because all of us have got a journey that we are walking. And that journey makes you a special coach. I don't think there's any coach that can really be me. And I don't think there's any coach who can be you. Because God has given you a very unique journey. And it's that journey you bring into your coaching practice. And it becomes a blessing to your ideal client. So you need to tell yourself the truth. The truth is, my unique journey and passion makes me the perfect coach for my ideal client, period. That is the truth. But I'm not good enough is not true. It's not true that I'm not good enough, okay? Now, let's go on to 5. Number 5, feel the power of the new belief. You need to condition the new belief in your mind, in your subconscious mind. So visualization, slow down, feel the power. And when you're taking someone through this Dickens process, you want them to feel the power. You can imagine Mr. Scrooge on his bed, the way the body must have been either sweating, he's so traumatized by the imagining how his life is continuing to be if he doesn't change. And that kind of pain is what creates change. Pain is good. Pain is part of life. Suffering is not. Suffering is our choice, because suffering comes from the meaning we give the events of our life. But pain creates change. And it's only after, people are suffering. If you're going to meet people that are in marriages they should not be in, they are hurting every day, they are crying every day, but then they associate pain to living. They associate pain to being free. What if I leave? Then it will be so painful. They don't see the pain they are already going through. And for you as a coach, it's your responsibility to expose them, to bring them to the awareness that you're going through a lot of pain. In fact, you're dying. Let's assess your spirituality. I mean, where were you and how is it? Some of us spiritually, we begin to die. And they because they are overwhelmed with the pain of living, they can't see the pain of staying the same. It will be the same with someone who is transitioning a career. Someone has been the same job for 10 years and the career is abusive. They are not getting fulfillment. You ask them, why have you not left? I can't imagine being out there. The pain of taking action is more than the pain of staying. It's not true. It's about associative pain. It's not about real pain. Is associated. So in their psyche, they have associated more pain to living than staying. And that's how we never make the decision. Now, as a coach, if you associate more pain to facing your client and listening to them, hearing their story, the pain of discomfort, because all of us, to come out of our comfort zone, you face that discomfort, the fear zone. And if that's more heavy than, is more painful than staying the same and looking for all the reasons that you stay the same, because reasons, I mean, excuses are the easiest to find. Then you realize you don't grow for a long time. You stay on the same path. You stay on the same place. So I want you to tell yourself the truth. We live in the country of the truthful man. I mean, be truthful to yourself, not really to others, to yourself. Assess your life and see, if I don't really make the move now, what is the pain I'm causing myself? What is the pain I'm causing the people I love? And like Mr. Scrooge, I tell you, you will make the shift. And these are the assessments I do, even alone. It's great to do with a coach, and I'll be giving you some time to do this with a coach, with a practice partner. But you can also do this on your own, alone later. Just sit down, assess. What is the pain? Write down the belief. Look at the pain it has already cost you. Be honest with yourself. Don't feel this is bringing you trauma. No, you are healing trauma. You're healing all those stories. Write it down. The book can take it. Then you look at what is the pain in the moment right now, and what will be the pain in the next 10 years. Go to 20 years. Go to lifetime. Look at yourself on your deathbed. Look at yourself on your burial day. Look at the people around you. I mean, who is there and how is that impacted with the belief that you're holding and holding on to, so you can make the greatest impact as a coach, even right now. So how do you feel stepping into your power as a coach? I mean, 1 year from today. Now, this is the pleasure part of it, where you can imagine, if I step out now fearlessly, because there's no one who is perfect. There's no one who can really just was born with confidence. Confidence is learned through experience. So right now, when you close your eyes, and I want you to do that, just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath into your belly, slowly out through the mouth. Very good. I want you to feel you're here in this moment, and I want you to really connect with this moment. feel you're here. Take another deep breath into your belly. Hold it. Slowly out through the mouth. I want you to close your eyes because I want us to visualize. I want you to visualize yourself stepping out of your comfort zone with power. I want you to see yourself realizing the pain of staying the same and playing at a higher standard. Can you see that? Can you hear? Can you feel? Step into your power as a coach. See yourself as a coach that is making the difference you want to make in the world in the next 3 months, in the next 1 year. I want you to picture yourself in your coaching business. What do you see? What do you see in your mind? When you picture yourself, if you took the decisions fearlessly or even afraid, just do it. It doesn't matter whether you are afraid or not afraid. That never counts anywhere. What counts is one thing. Did you take the action? So even if you take the action and your knees are fellowshipping because you are shaking, it doesn't matter. I remember one speech I did and I was so scared, but I did it. In the initial stages of this work, I'm telling you, I used to feel the tension in my heart. I used to feel, my body beginning to sweat. This time I was invited to speak, 300 people, and I was invited because the speaker didn't show up. And sometimes God will take you to places to help you discover yourself, to unleash your potential. And they say, oh, the guy, because I was the only one young person there in a suit. The rest were just young people. And they called me and I had to say something. And that, I've never looked back from that day. Never looked back. So sometimes God will create opportunities for you to work with your fear. And my knees were shaking. The longest distance was to move from where I was seated to the front. But I did it. So don't focus so much on the fear. Focus on deliveries. Focus on action. I've done it. You can do even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's okay. You've done it. The moment you do it, it's registered in your subconscious mind. This is who I am. So I want you to visualize the next 1 year. How is the business? The next 10 years from today, what do you see? What have you built? 10 years from today, how is your business? How much are you making per month? How many clients? What impact are you making? What's the greatest impact you're making in the people around you? Who are you so proud to have touched with your coaching 10 years from today? Very good. Well done. Take a deep breath in and then slowly out. Well done. Well done. So make sure you take immediate action. Look that is based on a new belief and stay there. Insist on your new belief. Stay there. And write about your services. Take action. It could be writing about your page on social media. It could be telling a friend you're training to be a coach. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I thought I introduce that. I make an introduction of the imposter, not the imposter syndrome, is of the Dickens process. And we still have some time to practice together. We still have some time to practice together. And what I'm going to do is with your practice partner, please, with your practice partner, do the assignment this week with your practice partner. Do the assignment with your practice partner. Give them a call. Do, what do you call it? 30 minutes session with them. And let me see the questions on applying the Dickens process. Let me see if there are any clarity questions on applying the Dickens process. Any questions? Any questions? Is it clear? Let me see on the comment section. Yes, Coach Sue, go ahead.
Um, uh, Thank you so much, Coach Jeff, for that process. Really resonates with me. And I got to that part where take immediate action. And I'm probably at that place where I'm taking action, but I feel this action is not good enough. Like I'm having that belief of, before I was feeling I'm not experienced. Now I'm feeling, okay, now you're taking action, but it's not good enough.
Yes.
Like take more, because I think I'm a person who wants to push myself farther and harder. So like, how do I just slow down and say, it's good enough? You can, I mean, you're taking progress. You're doing progress. Is it perfectionism? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, yes. Thank you so much, Coach. And this is very common with many coaches, that you're feeling you're not good enough. And it's not true. It's a lie. So one of the suggestions I can make here is to distance yourself from being the person on the limelight. Because ideally, coaching is not about the coach. Professional coaching is about the client 100%. A coach is a facilitator. You are like a messenger. You are a guide. But a guide listens, and listening is very key to this process. But the limelight is not on you. I don't know about you, but for me, I felt I'm not good enough when I focused on myself. So again, that was an alarm. Like when I find myself saying I'm not good enough, I realize I'm putting the focus on me. And anyone that puts the focus on self, they will feel like they're not good enough. Until you focus on the client and you realize, oh my God, I'm just here to awaken their spark. I'm here to light their spark. I'm here to guide them. Once I give them the process, that's it. So there are two things. Okay. Let me see. There's a whiteboard here. Sometimes it's good to teach these things. Let me see. Whiteboard. Okay. So don't click on your screen, because if you do, it can move the whiteboard. What is it saying? Okay. So is it active? Navigate your workspace. Some instruction there. Okay, I don't know why this is not working. Oh, telling you technology. All right, let me just do without it. So, the thing is, the imposter syndrome in a coaching session. Yeah, this is what was in my mind. In a coaching session, you have the client. You have what else? You have the challenge, like what is happening, which goes with the process, and then you have the coach in a coaching session. Of course, I add there you have God. Those who you focus on in a coaching session depends on your experience as a coach, what you're going to experience. And so if you focus on the client, you're going to feel a sense of empowerment. And you're just listening to them and asking these questions. If you are using the tool of purpose, and it's good for you to have a framework. And Destiny Life Coaching has given you a 4-step framework, which is the 4 pillars of destiny: purpose, perspective, and patterns and project life vision. That should give you enough leverage to know no matter how it goes, I can take them through these 4. Using, of course, the tools that you've been able to learn. Okay, so make sure the focus is either on the process, is on the client, but not on you as a coach. At least I know that worked on me. You know, my imposter syndrome or feeling I'm not good enough is to put the focus on the client. I don't want to be the star of the client. And that's the goal of every right thinking coach is we are not here to be the stars of the client so that the client leaves saying, wow, oh, Jeff, you're such an amazing person. Is that, oh, really, I am such an amazing person. I've taken decisions that would change my life. I'm so proud of myself. The client should leave feeling like that. So your goal is to put them to that place where they can make that decision. They can be the limelight. So tell me about you. How do you see this? Okay, so how do you see this? It's all about you. I want to see your perspective. What pain does that belief bring to you? Now, I may know the pain, but I'm interested in you. I'm interested in you and the perspective you have, the patterns you have, the vision you have. I'm curious, what vision do you have right now? Have you asked yourself, what vision could you have if you wanted to? So the focus is on the client, 100% on the client. Take off the limelight for himself. You realize, ooh, you just feel free. It's not about you. But anyone, including myself, if the focus is on self, you begin to see, like Johari window, you can see the parts of you that are still, you know, you need to grow, and all of us have that. No one is perfect. So detach. Make a decision to totally detach from focusing on yourself. Focus on the client. Make that intention. Now, intention making is very crucial before you start a session. Because if I feel I'm not good enough, then my intention was to be good enough through this session. But if I come with the intention, my intention is to serve this client so they can meet their goals, so they can find a solution. Then I'm not worried about myself. I'm not worried about whether I'm good enough or not. That's not the point. The point is, did they make the decision that they need to make? Now, as coaches, we have to believe that the answers are in the client. The answers are not in the tools that we have. The answers are in the client. So the tools, you know, they structure the session and give a sense of certainty to the client, but they are not the answers. Because you can have the tools and the client has refused to take action. They have refused to move. They promise, but they don't do it. So you are checking with the client to check, are you really there? Do you mean business? Are you tired of being here? Really? How do you know you're tired of being here? What does that mean to you? What does that success mean to you? Could you visualize it? Can you see it? So the energy in my mind is pushed towards the client as much as possible. Then you're going to leave that session not overwhelmed. In fact, it will be fun. So I see the energy transaction here plays a huge role in whether you leave a session feeling overwhelmed because you are tense, or feeling, oh my God, I can't wait for this session to end. So reflect the energy towards the client. Let the client be the one guiding, making the decision, you know. And a simple question like, what is happening here? What is happening in your life? Tell me what is happening in your life. What is unfolding for you? You see, you're just asking a question because you are interested in the client. Yeah. So one thing I tell myself is always seek to be interested, not interesting. Because when you're interesting, then it's about you. And then you become a performer, you want to perform. And we have nothing to prove to anyone. We have nothing to prove to anyone. So when you say you are a coach, you help people transform their mindset. They come, you ask them, what's your mindset right now? And what mindset would you like to have? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you connect with it? And then you can give them those activation sessions to get closer to their dream. Once they get closer to their dream, they get to their dream, your job is done. So it's all about the client. That's the thinking of transformative coaching. It's not about me, okay? It's about the client. Did they make the decision? And that's why no one can blame you. Jeff, I didn't get the results I wanted. No, I'm not a witch doctor. I'm not just coming here to fix you. If you don't take the actions required, you do what? You don't get the results. The success formula is very clear. It starts with awareness of potential, then taking action, and taking action gives you results. Results gives you confidence. So as coaches, we are looking for the confidence. But the confidence comes when we take action, especially when you don't feel like it. And this happens to all of us. By the way, if someone lies to you that they were born confident, no, you'll have to face, because this is how we grow, through practice. And that's why we've been doing these sessions together. Practice makes permanent. Thank you, coach. I really appreciate that. We've learned through your question. Anyone else that has a question? A question on especially becoming a coach, getting started, the imposter syndrome, feeling you're not good enough, feeling something is missing. In fact, there are two beliefs that I've seen with most coaches. I'm not good enough. People don't like me. And so you need to make peace with the fact that you're not here to be liked. That's not the intention. You didn't wake up in the morning and tell the Lord, oh God, may my clients like me. You know, even heaven will just not listen to such a prayer. That's not the goal. The goal is not to be liked. And that's how you make peace with the people who are not ideal clients telling you no. I don't think this is the program for me. And thank you for the free session. This is not the program for me. And you can test your, you can test, what do you call it? Your muscle for feeling enough and being enough by getting no's. And I tell my coaches, get at least 30 no's from your client. People you propose, you give them the proposal, they tell you no, and take a deep breath and say, okay, well, then wait for you until you're ready, or recommend you to someone. Is that okay? And let them go, get another one. By the time they pick a 30, I'm telling you, you'll have an enterprise. You'll have built, because every 10 no's gives you 3 yeses. And those 3 yeses is all you need. You don't need the no's, because sometimes having the wrong client can even mess your brand. You want to have the right client, the ideal one that is aligned with your purpose. So no is serving you, it's serving your destiny. And when you detach, then it's not personal. You don't feel, oh, this is personal. Okay, great. Any other question, Coach Wamaida? Do we just share
Hi.
our profiles? Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Very well,
Hi,
coach.
coach. Hi, coaches. Yes, so I'm new to coaching, 1 month in. So, just wondering how to, because I do have experience in other areas like therapy and all of that,
Nice.
but never practiced. And
Okay.
just with this coaching, so I was just wondering, do I, like, I already have created a profile. So do I just share it with friends and whoever is interested will join in on, or how do you go? Because I find that's where my barrier comes in. Like, do I just share it,
Yeah.
or
Where
yes?
does your barrier come in, coach? Because you seem to be clear in the sharing. Is the barrier in
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
where does the barrier come in so that I understand?
Okay, the barrier comes in from, it's actually my limiting, this is my limiting, what do you call it?
Belief.
This is yes, my limiting belief.
Yeah.
I like I got saved a few years ago, and there's been a lot of transformation and all of that.
Yeah.
However, the clientele that I am aiming to, most of them are people who knew me those days when,
Yes.
those party days and everything. So there
Yeah.
is that I changed, they haven't changed. So sending the profile, I keep telling myself, oh, they're going to be like, oh, you're just the same person. You're just, so that's where I'm stuck as well.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
the limiting belief, I'm still struggling to get past it.
I hear you. I hear you. And so you take it through the process and take it through the process. You're asking yourself, what is the pain? So the pain of rejection cannot be higher than the pain of staying the same.
Correct.
So the pain of staying the same must be so intense, like you must see the God who has called you to this work. How does God feel about this? What is God's perspective of this? How many people are waiting for me to raise my standard? You just reflect on that. And then you realize the pain of rejection will not be there, and it will be easy for you to deal with it. So you deal with,
Correct.
you put fire on the pain of staying the same. It has to be so intense and so big, and you can intensify it through visualization.
Correct.
Yeah, until you get to
Okay.
that place of, no, I can't remain the same. Never. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, yeah.
Even if I'm rejected, I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah. And again, we talked about dissociating from you, because they
Yes.
are not rejecting you.
Yes.
And let me give you a strategy you can choose to use. And it's a strategy of letting them know that they are saying no to their dream. Like when someone says no to a proposal you've made that can bring their dream to reality, they are not saying
Yeah.
no to you. They are not saying no to me. They're saying no to the dream.
To the dream, yeah.
To the dream. And that's why, I mean, if someone says no to the dream, you just feel a sense of empathy with them and just say, okay, so when you are ready, here is a call, but you can call me
Correct.
here. Yeah, you can call me. I'm available when you're ready. But for now is a no. Because I only work with people that are totally sold out. You just tell them that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, thank you,
So
coach. That has really helped.
awesome, awesome, coach. So what is the action you're going to take now? What action? It can be a baby step. In fact, I like the baby steps than the giant steps. What is the baby step you can take? You've already created the profile.
Can you hear me? What has happened?
Can you hear me, coach? Okay.
Hi, it's breaking off. Can you hear me now?
I think I lost you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, no, so I was saying that I'm going to complete my profile. I had
Yes.
started on it, but then and then I'm going to share it as well because I do have the confidence that you are speaking about. And yes, you are not born with it.
Yes.
So it is saying that they are not rejecting me, they are rejecting their future and they're rejecting a change in their life. That has really been the missing piece to the puzzle that I was looking for. Thank you.
Fantastic.
So I will go ahead with it.
Awesome, coach.
Asante.
I'm cheering you. Make sure you share with your practice partner. You can share with them and so that you begin from there. Share with them and then share with these people. Continue to build the action taking momentum.
I shall.
Okay, let me see.
Thank
Coach, you're welcome, Coach. Coach Marai is saying, very true, I've experienced the nose. Coach, tell us more. Please unmute yourself, tell us more. We can
Good
learn
evening.
from each other.
Yes, thank you, Coach Jeff. Good evening, coaches. First is to thank you, Coach Jeff, for ever being a great support system for us. I remember when I graduated, I hadn't thought of the reality of coaching. I thought it's obvious when I post a picture, now they'll call me. And so I feel like I hadn't started with the end in mind. And I think when you're offering a service like coaching, which has to have because it's like a transformational, it's like getting someone from ICU and back to their home, like magic, sort of. It's like magic. I see like you walk in, you talk with them, and after about a week, they're back home and they're functioning fully. And so I feel like that's the value people might not see that we offer as a coach.
Yes.
So for me, my experience of the no was, first of all, if you present yourself timidly, they can sense your insecurity. That one I figured out. If they ask you and you sound like, so I figured if I get one area that I'm really interested in, and I feel very comfortable talking about it to anyone, anywhere, I'll start on that. So I started on childhood, and I went online and I talked about our childhood experiences from my counseling knowledge, because I am in another counseling, whatever. So I applied that knowledge that I already had, and now I presented it in a coaching format. And I said, do you realize that this could have affected who you're becoming, how you're making decisions? And I felt like I had introduced myself well. Well, the no still came. They were like, no, we're not looking for something like that. And it might not be for everybody. But then among all those no's, someone came and said, I'd like to hear some more. What? Yeah, I'd like to hear some more. So those 10 no's and the 3 yeses that you're talking about are real.
Yes.
They're very real. And even that baby step that you're encouraging this coach to take, I could just envision, there's that saying of, if you do one thing 1,000 times, can you imagine the power of your baby step? You sound like those people in the Bible, the lepers who they thought, I think there were horses coming. Kumbe, it was just lepers walking into that camp. But because of the God behind them, they sounded like a force to reckon with.
Magnified.
Yes, exactly. So I've been telling myself, at my lowest moments, I say, I'm just going to keep my presence there. I'm going to believe in my logo. First of all, if you don't have a logo, it's a bit weary. So because that logo motivates you, it reminds you like, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm about. And then I think also as a coach, what has worked for me is believing that there's a tribe out there that is in luck because I haven't yet showed up. There's a session we did about that, like showing up. And I felt like if I don't show up for my tribe, I'm just letting people suffer. Exactly. So I feel like the no is a very good thing, because then it should help you to go back within and say, what is the one thing I can talk about you know, before I die, what can I say? You know, feed the children or heal the sick, you know, whatever that one thing is that comes so easily for those coaches who are starting out. You could start there, something that's comfortable for you. And then as you go along, you see what people are saying, how they're responding to your message. And then you can know how to craft it, because every coaching is a business. You have to craft it.
Yeah.
You have to form it. You have to grow with it. You have to allow it to change you, to transform you. So anyway, I was just saying thank you for that reminder. The 10 yeses and the 10 no's and the 3 yeses.
Yes, yes, definitely. And you know, I don't think there's any one of us that has not had preparation as a coach, because the beauty of coaching is not like other professions. It accommodates your journey. Your journey, no matter what it is. So most of the time, when you're starting, some of us, we tell ourselves, I have nothing to give. No, let me tell you, you're calling God a liar, because you have been prepared. You've been prepared. All these stories, all these journeys of success and failure, all of them has been a preparation for this moment right here. All those wounds, whatever you've gone through, everything works together for good. And the beauty of coaching is it doesn't lock any experience out. So as you put on your profile, you know, this is your just put your journey there so people can know who they are connecting with. This is where you've been, and tell your story that is in your heart. You're inspired, whether it's of victory or whatever, but you're telling your client, I've also been there. That's very inspiring. And you share that, but like we said, the focus should be on the client. In fact, when you are doing the listening, the session on listening skills, the client is supposed to talk at least 70% of the conversation should be the client talking. Then at most 30% for the coach, meaning the coach will just ask the question and and guide the client. Of course, there are clients who go on and on one thing that, excuse me, as a coach, you just feel, okay, we are going round and round. Then you're also there to guide them at that moment. So thank you so much. Go get the yeses and the nos. Go and connect with your ideal client. Make sure you use the script you were sent by Anne to coach your practice partner and give each other feedback. So asante sana. Asante, coach, for sharing. Thank you, Coach Moriah. And you are on YouTube. Where are you available, Coach?
I'm on TikTok. Yes, I am
on TikTok.
Yes,
TikTok. How about YouTube?
Yes. YouTube, not yet. I am, by the way, I am. I am, but I've been shying off because of feeling like, is my message global? Can it minister to us South Africans? So I'm actually going to work on it. It's my project for December.
And that's the action you're going to take.
Yes. And I wanted to encourage us that when you're watching a movie, I'll never forget the day you said that it relieved me. When you said that the client is the starring of their own movie.
Yeah.
And I figured when everyone thinks about any movie, like even Aladdin, you see Will Smith and you see how he was a genie, but it's the executive producer who made Will Smith. So sometimes you just have to say, my name is on the script, and that's all that matters. Let these guys do all the work.
Yes.
And you only read that name only at the end of that movie is where you see, Steve Spielberg, who, what, and they
at the
never
end,
even, they're not in the movie. So I just wanted us to be encouraged with that.
That's a nice one. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. And continue the good job. And thank you so much, dear coaches. Let's do our assignment this week. The Lord bless you. we are going to have, let me see if, yes, we're going to have another meeting on the 16th. So see you next week. God bless you. Keep shining for his glory and make your client star in their own movie as you star in yours. God bless. Bye-bye.